Where am I? Hi Meck Eats. This week it's meatloaf. After this. Meck Eats. Welcome along for another week. I'm feeling better, thankfully, after my long illness. Exciting things happening this week. Meck news. I'm in a different place. Still in the same house, but I'm now in the loft. When I was watching back some of my videos, I thought the background was just a bit rubbish because I was in my office, which was my youngest daughter's bedroom. So there were multicoloured stars on the wall, which is fine, nothing wrong with that, but it was a bit weird for a food video. And there was a plant which was dying week by week. And I thought, where else have I got a bit of space so I can set up lights and camera and stuff? The loft we never use. So here I am. Hope you like it. I mean, I'm still down to earth, right? Don't worry that I've gone all YouTube with my brick wall background and colourful lights. It's still me. I'm just sat in my loft. If I could turn the camera around and you can see I've got lights and things balanced on board games. There's a broken pool table, kids' tea sets and plugs everywhere. It's horrendous the other side of the camera, but this side kind of looks all right. The other news is I have discovered that I have a community tab on my channel and I've been waiting for it because it seems like the perfect way to interact even more with you guys. So I'm planning to post every week on the community tab telling you what I'm going to make next. Then you can give me tips, maybe even recipe suggestions before I make it, which will be great because I can incorporate your tips. So keep an eye on the community tab. What wonderful, fun-loving, joyous interaction we are going to have. I've been asked by two different friends this week, what food are you making on your video? And I said meatloaf, and both of them have gone, ugh. So that tells you how it goes down here in the UK. It is not a staple here in the UK. And we certainly don't have the variety of recipes that you guys have in the States, having done my research. People are saying, are you just going to use beef? Are you going to use beef and pork and another meat like peacock? Are you going to use breadcrumbs? Are you going to use, someone suggested they use stuffing mix instead of breadcrumbs, which sounded pretty good, but I haven't got any stuffing mix. They were saying, are you going to put ketchup on the top? And I mean, we're not going to get into ketchup wars again, but that is the thing that makes me go, but I'm going to do it. So I've chosen what I think it's called like All American Meatloaf. It's a pretty simple recipe. I will post it in the description as always, so you can have a look. So I suppose it's time to get in the kitchen, which means I have to climb down the ladder behind me. Wish me luck. Let's make this sucker. First thing, ground beef. I did also put a couple of rashers of bacon chopped up in there because I had some that needed using, so I threw it in, please forgive me. Onions, as you can see. Then some breadcrumbs. Then about 3 cloves of minced garlic went in there. Oregano. Pepper. Salt. Don't forget the Eggly Wegglies, Meck. Good boy. Give that a smush. And don't forget the ½ cup of milk, Meck. That needs to go in there too. Give that a good smush. I'm back in the loft. That was strange. What a weird thing to make. I don't know why it was weird. I think one of the things I found about it was that it looks like sausage meat. And so that's what I was expecting it to smell like, weirdly. Now, obviously, I know that many of the meatloaf recipes have 2 or 3 different types of meat in, including pork. So I realised you can have pork in there. But for this one, I just did beef. So it was kind of weird because it looked like sausage meat and yet it smelled like beef, which is what it is. And then I took it out of the oven before I'd put any of the cheese on or anything. So I took it out of the oven, and Mrs. Meck was poking around and kind of going, oh, that looks quite nice. And a couple of other people were around. And they're like, oh, yeah, it looks all right. And then I said, I haven't finished yet. I've got to now slather it in ketchup and put cheese on top and put it back in the oven. And everyone was like, what? Why would you do that? It's like, because I'm following the recipe, and that's what a lot of Americans do. Not all of them do. I know a lot of meat loaf has slices of bacon on top. Not everyone goes in for the ketchup and cheese. I appreciate that. I wanted to try it because it sounds weird. So I got it here. I think maybe mistake number one, I didn't cut the onions finely enough. There's also a lot of juice came out of that meat. I was pouring it away. And I think I had got a lean ground beef as well. It wasn't particularly fatty, but there's a lot of moisture. So I poured a lot of that away. But here it is. I mean, I had to look up how you guys eat it. I don't literally mean how you use a fork and get it into your mouth, but what you eat it with. And mashed potato seems to be quite key. So mashed potato, maybe peas, some sort of vegetable. So it's a kind of traditional meat and a couple of veg type meal. We would probably have that on a Sunday afternoon or something. It's weird. I don't know why it's weird. It's just weird. Okay. So I'll go for a bit without the ketchup and cheese, see what we think. Tasty, very tasty. I just immediately think of beef burgers. Yeah, that's quite nice. And it's quite tender, it's quite moist, that's good. Let's have a bit with the bacon as well. Yeah, that's lifted it. That's nice. A hint of smoky pork. And then I'm going to go for this top bit here because I want to try it with ketchup and cheese. I mean, going for the beef burger angle, ketchup and cheese makes perfect sense because it goes so well with the beef burger. So actually thinking of it from that point of view, that does make a lot of sense, actually. All right, works brilliantly. Oh, that's absolutely fine. That's great. You know, the ketchup isn't mixed in with the meat. There's not like cupfuls and cupfuls of ketchup. It's just a bit on top. It's almost like adding a pickle to a sandwich or something. Just a little bit of tang. The cheese finishes it off nicely. And yet it's not like eating a burger. That's the weird thing. All the ingredients are here. But it's not like I've taken a bite of a beef burger. I'm not fooled into thinking, oh yes, it's just a burger. It is tasty. It is nice. It's interesting. Now, as always, Americans, if I come round to your grandmother's house and she makes me her traditional meatloaf recipe, I'm sure it would blow me out of the water because it will have been tweaked over the years. Her cooking experience will be in there. Everyone has their individual recipes. That is fascinating to me. But the basic is very tasty. Now, does it blow me away? No. Would I just generally make it for my family? Probably not. I think they find it a bit odd. So I've got to score this unusual little beast. Now, in a way, this is perfect Meck Eats America fare because it's unusual to me and I'm not sure how to take it, and yet for Americans it's quite a standard dish. That's exactly what I'm after with these videos. I love that. I don't want to be eating stuff that I'm really familiar with. I'm not with this, so this is perfect for Meck Eats America. Now, I have changed the scoring, as you know, a couple of commenters said, why don't you put a decimal place in your scoring or do it out of 100? Because I've got loads of 7s and loads of 8s and they're all just getting bunched up. Great idea. Let's go for 100. No, I don't mean I'm giving this 100. We'll go for 100 points is the maximum, 100 Meck points. So, meatloaf. Okay. 3 criteria. Appeal. I don't think it looks that appealing. It looks a bit like sort of building material, like the inside of a stuffed toy or something, an old mouldy stuffed toy that you found in the basement when you've just bought an old house and it was there when you moved in. So appeal is not great. Ease of making, very easy to make. That was great. Get all the ingredients, mix it all together, shove it in the oven, done. Brilliant. Taste, pretty good. Tasty, nice, not amazing. So, out of 100 for meatloaf, I'm going to go 62 Meck points. So now I've said that, I've redone all the scoreboard with all the new scores out of 100. So let's now take a look at the scoreboard. Here it is, and things are looking very different now that we've gone for the 100 point total. You will see that meatloaf has gone in right at the bottom. I hadn't realised that when I said 62, but it has knocked the diner meal off the scoreboard. Diner meal has been knocked off the bottom. Meatloaf has snuck in at the bottom there with 62 points, but it is hanging on by its fingernails, isn't it? So there we have it, meatloaf. I really enjoyed that one because it was unusual, not because I loved meatloaf. Wasn't so keen. I know all your recipes will be better than the one I tried. I know all yours have been tried and tested throughout the generations. So, you know, just invite me over, pay for my plane fare, and then I'll come and try all these foods. So do that. Next week, it will either be tamale pie or buffalo chicken wings, or wings. Everyone knows they're from Buffalo. Everyone knows they're chicken wings. Just say wings. It's going to be tamale pie, tea pie, as I call it, and wings. I am going to try and put a poll in my community tab on my channel, so you can vote for which one you would like me to make next week. Oh, how exciting. Like this video if you like it, subscribe if you do, and oh, and there's another thing. You have to click a little bell to be notified, don't you? I see that on other videos. Like, subscribe, click the little bell to be notified. Like, if you want your life to be ruined by yet another phone notification. Captain Meck has posted another video of him massacring an American food. And you're like, oh man, but I've just got to pick the kids up and the washing's out, the thing and the dogs are scared. Okay, I'll watch him. Thanks for doing that. I do appreciate it. But you've all got lives as well. So, you know, in your own time, when you can make it. All right, my lovelies. America is awesome. Captain Meck, out.